Always got to do that. Always got to make sure I'm doing that. Do it before the camera come on. All right, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Want to welcome you all to another episode of Club PIZZLE. I am, of course, your host, Don P, aka PIZZLE, aka Unc, aka OEA nominated. 8-time OEA nominated. It's been a long journey for me, y'all. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for y'all continued support of myself. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for y'all continued support of this podcast. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for your continued support of this platform. I mean, I'm going on 5 months of doing Club PIZZLE on my own network. I appreciate it. Like, it's growing. It's not growing at the rate I would like it to grow, but it is growing nevertheless. I'm stepping out. I took a chance. I bet on myself, and here I am. Before we get started this evening, I want to make sure y'all know we have a few hours left in the voting process for the OEAs. So please, if you will, go to OEA Ohio Entertainment Awards.net and vote for me, Don P, for best radio / podcast personality. That is category 36. And also category 31, this very podcast, Club PIZZLE, for best podcast. Please and thank you. I want to thank y'all in advance for your votes. For those of y'all that have voted for me, those of y'all who haven't voted for me yet and are planning on voting within the next few hours, thank you. And finally, the people who didn't vote for me, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. What do y'all want me to say? They wanted me to say something foul, right? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm in too great of a mood to be on that and to be on that type of time. I'm doing good. Like life is all right for me. I wish I could say more. I wish the Browns could say that life is good or getting good and getting better for them, because they went all the way out to Seattle, spotted them 14 points, 17 points or whatever, came back and still lost the damn game. Listen, y'all, I've been a Browns fan for a long time, right? I was kind of born into this here. I'm gonna do my best not to curse today. I'm gonna watch my mouth. I don't need these headphones today. To hell with the headphones. I don't need to hear me. As long as I can hear me, I don't need to hear me. I can see my levels. If I need to spike my mic up, then so be it. I have been a Browns fan for my whole entire life. Born into this. The older I get, it just seems like the worse things are getting. It seems like the dumber fans are getting. And I promise I'm not going to attack the fans today. I'm going to try not to attack the fans. I'm very self-conscious about that. Like I see it and I focus too much on that. And I need not to. I'm just going to Well, they went into Seattle and 17 first quarter points, settled in, came all the way back, and then blew it at the end. 75 plays, 385 total yards. 22 minutes, like the time of possession, they 23 first downs to 17. Like they outgained them. They were on the field far more, but somehow they found a way to lose this game. I'm trying to be nice before I get to what I'm going to get to and how y'all feel about certain things. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my damnness. But to go out there and to lose to that team, and the Seattle Seahawks are surprisingly 5-2. Surprising. I'm surprised as hell that they 5-2. They found a way to win that game. I'm not the biggest Geno Smith fan. If anybody has watched me or listened to me for the last 3 years, y'all already know how I feel about Geno Smith. I do not think that he's a good football player. I do not think that he's a good person. I just don't like him. If I were to walk past Geno Smith in the street, I would probably just walk past him and not acknowledge him. That's just how I feel about Geno Smith. I just don't like him. As a quarterback, as a person, he got a face, like you see his face, and it's like, all right, I get why Duke punched you in the jaw. Dead ass. Seriously. But listen, I'm never calling this quarterback by his name. His name is PJ Mask. And he's horrible. He's bad. He is not a good quarterback. Anybody who plays football or watches football, this dude is not good. Like, he's horrible. He airmails passes. He bounces passes off of his own players. He bounces passes off of the opposing player. This dude sucks. And I do not like him. I really don't want to talk about him. Y'all blaming Kevin Stefanski. I get it. I understand it. Whatever. I just don't agree with y'all. I ain't doing no sound effects this show either. I'm talking. Y'all are blaming Kevin Stefanski when if that play would have hit, they win the game, and I'm sitting here with a different energy. Go back and watch the play. And one of these days, we're going to sit here, and I'm going to break some film down to y'all. I'm going to show y'all why I'm me. I'm going to show y'all why I've been him for a long time. I'm going to show y'all. I'm just be patient with me. It's a one-man show going on over here right now. Watch that play. Matter of fact, I'll lend y'all my NFL Plus password. Go to the Browns game. Go to the all 22 viewing of the game. There's no sound. There's no commentators. There's no crowd. All it is are the plays from the bird's eye view. The eye in the sky don't lie. Which is why I've been on Kevin Stefanski's side for all of this time. And the fact that I've been to a game or two or a few. I've been to games. The scheme works. We just haven't had the quarterback. Baker Mayfield, I was a Baker Mayfield guy. He couldn't get it done. He got it done 1 year, but he couldn't get it done after that. He got injured, and we all saw what happened after that. Went out and got a quarterback, Deshaun Watson. He's looked great in one game. Last year is kind of like a mulligan, like, okay, you've been out, you got here, you've been away from the team for this amount of time. We're trying to get you reacclimated. You're still a little rusty. You took those 6 games to get the rust off. Game 1 of this year, the weather was not the best. Game 2 in Pittsburgh, he looked like shit. Dang, I thought I wasn't going to curse. Game 3 was probably his best game, was the Titans. He started to look like himself. And I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm going to be doing next week is mid-season recap. Since it's going into, like, I'm supposed to do it this week, but I do it another time. I might even just do like a bonus episode and give you all a bonus episode like Saturday or Sunday morning or something like that. But Kevin Stefanski hasn't had a good, healthy quarterback. I say that. The crazy and the sad thing about all of this is Kevin Stefanski is going to lose his job over his arrogance and bad QB play. That's just the truth. We're seeing it. We're seeing the bad QB play. We saw the bad QB play. Baker had some bad games, but Baker also had some great games, and Baker also took this team to the playoffs. Let's not forget that. Let's not skim over the fact that Baker Mayfield did go to the playoffs. And it just might be a case of Kevin Stefanski might just be a 8-9 win coach. And that's not good enough in Cleveland. I know this. So if he loses his job, it is what it is. I ain't going to kick his back in on the way out the door. I'm not going to kick his back in now. I'm just saying he's possibly going to lose his job over his arrogance and bad QB play. Let's be honest about that. I love this defense. I love the swagger this defense has. I love their aggression, but the penalties have to be limited. How many times are you guys gonna jump off sides? I love it. You have to limit. They're jumping off sides. They're lining up off sides. I get it. It's an aggressive defense. Trying to get it. I get it. But every game, it's like 3 or 4 of them. It's not 1 or 2. If it was 1, all right. 2, okay. But I'm saying 3 and 4 times. Miles, I love Miles Garrett. That's my guy. But he lines up off sides a lot. Y'all can't deny that. I love Miles too. Miles is my guy. Miles is the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. And I think Miles Garrett is going to have a game Sunday. I think he's going to have about 4 sacks. Strip sack, fumble recovery. He might even score a tud this week. They got to limit the big plays too. And that comes with being in aggressive defense. Aggressive defenses, when you're that aggressive, these offensive coordinators now are so smart. Hey, we're going to use that against you. So those plays, like they get gashed a lot. They do. It happens. And I'll live with 1 or 2 of those again. It's the NFL. These guys are professionals. Do y'all even realize that? I don't even know if y'all realize, like, these are professionals. These guys are the pros. They're the pros for a reason. Guys get paid millions for a reason to do this. So, like I said, I love this defense. But that stuff has to stop. The offensive line looked a lot better. PJ Mash just holds on to the ball too long. This is very disrespectful, by the way. Listen, the wide receivers are open. PJ just is bad. And I sound like a broken record because what did I say last year? The receivers are open. Jacoby Brissett wasn't getting them the ball. Receivers are open. Baker Mayfield just not getting them the ball. Receivers are open. Case Keenum can't get him the ball. Receivers are open. Deshaun Watson just wasn't getting them the ball. The scheme works. The scheme works. Guys are open. Watch the all 22 view and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I will let the first 3 people borrow my NFL Plus subscription and y'all will see exactly what I'm talking about. The scheme works. DPJ does get open. He just wasn't getting the ball. Salute DPJ, returning home to his home state where he played college in Detroit. And y'all are mad that we traded a 6th-round draft pick for a 6th-round draft pick. That's why y'all mad. Come on. Relax, Cleveland. Just bottom line, the Browns just got to play clean. I know it's easier said than done. I'm not going to say just got to play cleaner. They didn't have a lot of penalties last week, and that's surprising for them to be in that loud venue and not get false starts and delay games and stuff like that. I will say PJ got him out of the huddle. PJ got him to the line. PJ got the ball hiked on time. It's just when the play started is when things went sour and when things went left. This dude has 1 touchdown and 6 turnovers. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I don't care that he's a 3rd-string practice squad quarterback. I don't care. He deserves from y'all, and I promise I wasn't going to attack the fans, and I'm not attacking the fans. I'm just giving y'all a suggestion. Just to keep that same energy. He's a starting quarterback. He's the starter in the NFL. Give him the same energy you would give the other starters. 1 touchdown and 6 turnovers is totally, completely, and utterly unacceptable. Now, that goes away when he wins, or at least I tried to relay that message, but there was a quarterback here that turned the ball over a little bit. It was a little reckless, and y'all ran him out of town, and he ain't doing too bad where he at now, so salute, my guy. NFL trade deadline came and went. The Washington Commanders had a fire sale. Oh, boy. Montez Sweat sent him to Chicago for a 2nd-round pick. That's a big yawn for me. And usually, the NFL trade deadline is like yawn worthy. But at about 2 o'clock at the trade deadline, I go to Twitter, X, whatever the hell they're calling it now. And Chase Young was traded from the Washington Commanders to the San Francisco 49ers. So now they have one of the deadliest defensive lines out there. They're going for it. Chase Young just has to stay healthy. Nick Bosa just has to stay healthy. If those 2 guys are in the lineup at the same time for an extended period of time and they're not hurt, the San Francisco 49ers are probably going to the Super Bowl. Let's not forget, y'all, right here on Club PIZZLE, I did pick the San Francisco 49ers to go to the Super Bowl. Let's not forget that. Like I said last mid-season report, I will go over my picks at the beginning of the season, and then I'll repick and see where I think people are going to be now. I'm going to go what I picked, where they are now, and where I think they're going to end up. I got some studying to do. Be real crazy. Do I want to talk to Cavs? They're 2-3. They haven't been fully healthy all year. They've been without starter or starters all year. Jared Allen has missed all year. Darius Garland hasn't played since the opener. Karis LeVert missed the game. Donovan Mitchell missed the game. They're 0-3 at home, but they undefeated in New York City. That's so funny to me. I like what I see so far for the most part. It's just little things. And again, they're without guys. They were without two of their top six against Oklahoma City. They were without three of the top six against Indiana. They were without three of the top six against the Knicks at home. They were without two of them last night against the Knicks again. So when they're healthy, I think they're the third. I think they're three. I think they're the third best team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, Boston and Milwaukee. Boston scored like 155 points last night. Dame and Greek look great together. They didn't win last night, but they still look great together. And when it's clicking there, oh boy, look out for it. Two things and we out of here. James Harden has finally been traded, so I'm able to talk about him now. So this puts an end to a saga that has gone on for a few months. I think I was at Red Line when all of this stuff jumped off. I might have been. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I can't remember. I might have been. But no, I think I was gone by then. But he got his way again. James Harden will always find a way out of a situation. And I think his next out is retirement. Because nobody's going to deal with this shit anymore. Let me just tell y'all something. I like James Harden, the basketball player. He plays ball. He used to be one of my favorite guys to watch. When he was younger, when he was healthy, when he had a little more bounce in his step. He didn't got a little older. I still will enjoy watching him play. I like his game. He got a smooth game to me. He's a killer. Used to be a killer. But this is the third time in the last 3 years that he's done this. And he's made his way out of all of those situations. Won it out of Houston. Got out of there. But let's not forget. And I'm going to run through this. We're going to talk about it, but I'm going to give the reasons why he probably got up out of there. Daryl Morey left Houston, went to Philly. He was unhappy in Houston, so he asked out of Houston. He really wanted to go to Philadelphia initially. But the Houston Rockets said, we're going to trade you where we want to trade you. Player empowerment, my foot. So they traded him to the Brooklyn Nets, who just so happened to have his boy Kevin Durant and another player that goes by the name of Kyrie Irving. They got close. James got hurt. Kevin Durant wore a shoe a half size too big. And they lost to the eventual NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. That's not James' fault. I'm okay with it. That's not on James. He got out there. He was hurt. He really was hurt. He got out there and he played hurt. But you can see he was not the James Harden that he wanted to be. Fast forward to the next year. Crazy things happen. I think that was the Kyrie's not happy. No, that was Ben Simmons not being happy. Kyrie, KD, did they both ask out last year? No, was that last year or the year before? Or no, they didn't ask out yet. But James did. He wasn't happy there. I forgot if it was the money or whatever it was, but he wasn't happy. I guess him and Kyrie had some issues. Luckily, Ben Simmons was disgruntled. And his boy Daryl Morey said, hey, I got you, fam. Come on over to Philadelphia. Go to Philly. Link up with JoJo. The first game back, I think Kyrie kind of like wore his ass out, kind of like gave him the business. Which, another early playoff exit. Just can't beat the Boston Celtics, those Philadelphia 76ers. Can't beat the Miami Heat, those Philadelphia 76ers. Whatever reason. Jimmy Butler, you chose Tobias Harris over me. Which brings us to this past summer, in which the story goes, apparently him and Daryl Morey had something worked out where he was going to get his extension. I guess. He was going to get his extension. And Daryl Morey ghosted him, apparently. So he got mad and he went over to China or Japan or somewhere over in Asia and said, Daryl Morey's a liar and I don't want to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Trade me to the Clippers. Daryl Morey said, kiss my ass. I'm not trading you nowhere. So he decided to come to camp anyway. He showed up and he left again in the middle of camp. I think his mom was sick. I don't know the full story. He came back right before the regular season started, coming to get on the plane. They told him, nah, stay home. It's just a bunch of weirdness. And then a couple of days later, he's traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. Him and PJ Tucker. Because PJ Tucker is his bodyguard. Can't nobody tell me anything different. I don't think the Los Angeles Clippers are going to be better or worse than they were. The Philadelphia 76ers aren't going to be better or worse than they were, at least in my opinion. They just got a bunch of dudes and some pick swaps. They got a bunch of former starting wings. Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum. Some other dudes. And some pick swaps. And I think it's like some second-round draft picks. Nobody care about no second-round draft picks. F them picks. But we'll see what happens. And before I get out of here, I just want to say rest in peace to Bobby Knight, former head coach at the University of Indiana, former head coach at the University of Texas Tech, and I believe he was the coach at Army as well. That's where Coach K, that's where Coach K met him and Coach K learned under him. We all know who Bobby Knight was. Like, if you grew up where I grew up, or you grew up watching college basketball, you knew who Bobby Knight was. I mean, everybody knows him for throwing a chair and punching the player, Damon Bailey. I believe it was Damon Bailey. But you know, he later in life he became an analyst. He was on ESPN for a little while. He will be missed. Basketball lost a good one, man. Bobby Knight is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He 903 wins, over a few different schools. You know, you hear the stories. You just hear the stories, and we'll just focus on the positive. He put it like he national championships, the last undefeated season in college basketball history, which is almost close to 50 years from now. His last national championship, I believe, was 1987, the Keith Smart jump shot. That was the first year of the three-pointer in college basketball. But rest in peace to Bobby Knight. Rest in peace to you, sir. Godspeed. Prayers and condolences go out to his family. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get out of here today. Oh, look at me. 30 minutes. Go ahead, Pizzle. Once again, man, y'all got a couple more hours to go and vote. HowEntertainmentAwards.net. Don P for best radio / podcast personality, and Club Pizzle for best podcast. You already know what it is, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Peace, y'all.